We mentioned in סימן Yud Gimel, the idea of a person, the idea of doing your needs before you come to the Eibishter shouldn't be the idea of bringing a carbon to the Eibishter while you need your Tzrachim. We also mentioned earlier in the סימן different, if a person has to yawn, or if he has a greps, or a Indian, respectfully in front of the Eibishter, he should cover his mouth. In the halacha ta'zayin, we're speaking about pashat, the person needs to do tzrachim in the middle of Shemona. It happens. Was done. Halacha the zayin kvan is boed. We mentioned סימן Yud Gimel Siv Gimel. סימן Yud Gimel, סימן Yud Beis Siv Gimel. What did we say? She nirgish ba'atzmi. Afilu k'tzas hargasher the tzrachim. Even if it's a k'tzas hargasher, it is forbidden to daven. In the tefila Shemona yesterday, she also it's usher to daven, to stand and go daven if he needs his tzrachim. He has to do his needs, he has to go and come back and daven without something inside which needs to be. If he has to take out the garbage, take out the garbage. However, if there's a situation that he didn't feel he needs it, and all of a sudden, in the middle of Shemona yesterday, bein l'gdolim, bein l'ktanim, ya'atzir es atzmi, ad sheyigmer Shemona yesterday, v'lo yavzik, afilu yimaragash yigdel, and mikol mokim ya'atzir, as atzmi, because Mashiach, the Shulchan Aruch says, he should hold himself and he should train himself. He should hold his feet together. He should do whatever he takes, not to do it in the middle of Shemona. He should finish davening. He should stand, hold himself in, and finish davening Shemona. If it's pashat impossible, it's too hard for him. So he says, for Gdolim, he shouldn't make Gdolim in his pants. So what happens? He should stop for Gdolim. But if it's for ktanim, if it's misbarechot, so he says over here, even if the ktanim started to come out and it's dripping down on his feet, he doesn't stop Shemona yesterday. He doesn't stop Shemona. He finished Shemona yesterday. Once he stops, he does what he has to do while he's standing in shul or wherever he is. Once his Indian had sich aufgetan, like the famous story by the Fabrengen with the Chassidim, and the attacker heard from a few people that there were Chassidim that stopped drinking, whether it was on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, Thursday, they stopped pushing no fluids because they didn't want to leave the Rebbe's Fabrengen to go to do Tzrachim. There was once a Chassid, they say that he was going in the middle of the Fabrengen, he pushed it. He was standing around, he had to go out, and they asked him, no. He said that onion had sich schon aufgetan. Whatever had to happen, happened. So whatever has to happen, happens. Dafke by ktanim, and dafke by ktanim again, the emphasis. And he continues davening. Let's say you shouldn't stop at empty Shemona yesterday. La'achar she'yisayim, ha'mavarech saba Yisrael, ba'asha. Marsha kostu rabbeinu, mashma Chake ala acher ele keine tzir. The Alter Rebbe wants to be machmer a shtickle mer in a certain way until you go after ele keine tzir. But on other ways, mekel, if it's gdolim and imam has to go, you could go out in the middle. He says over here that he pasha feels that there's a marsh of a ruach situation. He feels that there's a ruach that has to come out of him. So, and if it's possible for him to stop, if he's stopping in his house in a makim that there's no other people around and it's not a problem, according to Shulchan Aruch, he should try to walk back 4 amos or to the sides, do what he has to do. The ruach does what he has to do, and he comes back to daven. The Alter Rebbe says not to the sides, but he should go just if he has to. Arba'am is behind him again. If this is in a place where it's in his house, that it's not embarrassing for him. Yes, the halacha cares about the person that he shouldn't get embarrassed. Moitzi aruach umamtin, and he waits. He finishes his thing, comes back to this place, and he says, "Ribono Olam, Master of the universe." It's like a mini asher yatzar dacha. Goliv yadu olafan cherpaseinu klimaseinu cherpa klimo v'chayeinu v'rima v'seileh yabim v'seinu v'gemer tilas. He says this short tefillah to the Eibishter. This idea that he created in us, the holes, the nekavim, the chalulim, everything is goliv yadu in front of the Eibishter's chair, and the embarrassment and the busha and the klima and all the. A person he's being mashbel himself, he's lowering himself in front of the Eibishter, that all the lashonis of embarrassment and anava and humbleness and offer and dirt and teileya after the person, after 180 and I don't know what, already we're now in the matzah of Tchias HaMeisim and then Chaim Nitzchim, we don't have to worry about this. But he says this idea of offer, teileya, we're like worms, we came from nothing, we go back to nothing. Yeah, he says it in front of the Eibishter. He's telling you, you have to be careful. You do this in front of the Eibishter. It's pashat. It's an idea which is busha to the Eibishter. You have to be careful. However, if it was blindness, he couldn't hold himself back, and it's a shaying getan. He was trying to be mazaka somebody with a besamim, brachas, but that was just with derech hatzachos. Okay. He's bayish, and in a case that he's in davening with a minion. And he's embarrassed, he'll go back, people are going to know what's going on over here. He doesn't do the Arbamas, and again, he doesn't have to say the brach, he continues davening. He stands in his place, he does what he has to do, he continues davening. Of course, he waits for the reach to go away, and then he could finish davening. There's a story of the Rebbe by the Seder, that there was a person that did gebraks, and somebody told him, "No gebraks, you're not allowed to put the matzah in the wine, the grape juice, whatever it was." But the Seder and the Rebbe said that it's better that the matzah should be right, that the matzah should be read in his face. So you have this idea that Allah is miyachas, cares about people not to get embarrassed. Allah chai, Allah yudches, and Siman yudches. Also, lisheb it's forbidden to daven, to sit down in the arba'ah of somebody's davening shmoina esrei. Also, it's forbidden. Okay. Bein lefanov, bein la'achrav, bein min tzaddim. 4 amis is anywhere in the 4 amis of the person on the sides, or front and the back. If somebody is being Isaac also in davening, he says it's mutter in the 4 amis of the person that's davening shmoina esrei. And there are those that are making that say that he's not being Isaac in tefillah, he's still allowed to be in the 4 amis of someone that's davening shmoina esrei. It's not davening, but learning is also begetted this. And this is the Alter Rebbe's opinion in this idea. You don't have to worry, you don't have to go away from someone that's davening shmoina esrei. Tafke in the 4 amis. And somebody which is a Yiddish Shemayim, he shouldn't sit in front of somebody that's davening shmoina esrei, of the person that's davening shmoina esrei, which is Yiddish Shemayim, someone that cares about this idea. And even if he's saying Kriyashma, there's this idea of, even if the person is davening, the other person, this Yiddish Shemayim is davening, he's saying shmoina esrei, or whatever it may be, he's merachik from the other person, he doesn't sit in front of him, if it's behind him or on the sides, so he says over here that it's on the tzdadim ein lahakbid, in front of him it's a Yiddish Shemayim. If he's davening or if he's learning, it's mutter. And if it is standing, he says in front of him is mutter. Standing in front is not a problem. If the person that is sitting, he is weak or not feeling well, as he says over here, you shouldn't be so makbid. You shouldn't be makbid. And he says over here, if it's possible for him bakal to be marchik arba ames yeshiv sham, to sit in another place 4 ames away, if it's bakalus for him to do it. Of course, yeah. So this idea that it's bakalus, it's hard for this person, he's cholush, to go away out of ames, so you shouldn't be meichen. But if it's possible for him, you should try to be meir to him, of the Lashon and the Shulchan Aruch, to be meichen. Fine. And now we're talking about a situation that the person is already sitting. You're sitting first. I'm here first. If the person comes now all of a sudden to my territory, he starts davening Shemona Esrei, he says over here, it says, which happens that the person that's Yeshiv is right now Mela'acharav. He's behind the person that's standing. So he came Bekvuloi. So again, he's behind him, or he's Bitzidadim. I'm already sitting. Somebody comes in. Right now, I'm behind the person that's davening Shemona Esrei, or on the side. I don't have to stand up. I don't have to go away. But what's if in the situation that he's standing right in front of, person is sitting here, he comes, he stands right in front of him, and it looks like he's dominating to the person. He should try to be careful. He should get up and go away. This is not if he's in his house. But if it's in a place which is a house, but there's minyonim over there, or in a shul, in a basic knesset, here he says you should always be careful, you should be makbid, never to be in front of somebody, specifically in a shul, because every single person has a makom kavua. There's no, I came first in the shul. Somebody's davening Shemona Esrei, you should move to the side, you shouldn't be in front of him, or at least stand up. You shouldn't be sitting. You're not allowed to go, but and someone that is davening Shemona Esrei in the 4 amos of someone that's davening Shemona Esrei. Here comes the situation that we said you're not allowed to be even in the 4 amos of someone that's davening Shemona Esrei. I make now Shalom. If I do Shalom right now, I'm going to go into somebody else's 4 amos. He says you shouldn't do your Shalom if you're going to come into somebody else's 4 amos. He shouldn't do his Shalom because it's over. He's going through somebody else's Bahamas while he's down in Shemona Esrei. So wait till he finishes, the person that's behind him, and then he should do Shalom. If it's on the side or if it's behind, it's not a problem. The Chachamim say you should be careful if it's from the person on the side, even if it's in his 4 amos, you should be makbid. However, behind you don't have to be makbid. There's making Yisrael Shalom and going into somebody's 4 amos, and there's this idea of being over, walking on the side of somebody that's davening Shemona Esrei. Again, you should be makbid 4 amos of anybody that's davening on the side. There is no problem. And the chumrah is dafka mechach me'azoyer on the sides, but Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, it's dafka in front of the person arba amos. Halacha chav beis, the last halacha in Siman Yudches, Menchai, Shikir, a drunkie, a person that's after a lot of chayim. You made a yachal the number, if an Adam gadol, nichbad, also that he's pal. If it's in a situation that he can't be mesader his words, talk to a great person, Adam gadol, Adam nichbad, the person which is respected, And if he can't even do that, and he went ahead and he davened, it is a disgusting davening. צריך לעשות, he has to come back and daven again while his mind is calm and he could talk and do everything like a normal person. Allah says that he has to come back and daven like a mensch. And if it's a situation that passes matfila, he can be mashlim the davening that he missed by the next davening. We're going to see exactly how he has to say two Shemona Esreis to be mashlim, the first one that he's davening right now, and the second one to be mashlim the one. If it's shachas mincha ma'ariv, he always mashlim by the next tefillah after it. And if he misses the next tefillah, he missed the opportunity to be mashlim. Pratim exactly how he waits, he doesn't start again. If it's which tefillah that he's being mashlim, depends. If it's ma'ariv for shachas, mincha, ma'ariv, whatever it may be, he's mashlim the tefillah before it. There's a lot of different halachas. We're going to see all the דינים in סימן chaf aleph. בעזרת השם יזברך שמו. עד כאן הלכה chaf beis סימן chai b'kai.